Mvstermind, what's up, man?
What's up, man?
It's great to meet you. Thanks for doing the show today.
You know what?
I wanted to ask you, the V where the A should be, what is that?
It's an upside down A.
Yeah, but I want to know the real reason.
What you hear?
I hear things.
My guy, if I tell you this, I need for you to keep this between me and you. Can you do that? Do a solid, like, I need you to hold this with me, bro. So, at the end of the day, I tend to be everywhere at one point in time. You know what I'm saying? Different cities, different places, different times. This is not a coincidence. Keep this in mind. V, then think about Roman numerals.
There's 5 of you.
That's how we get things done.
You have clones.
Don't call them clones, bro. It's a little offensive, man. But it's 5 of us.
Wow.
Yeah.
Can I meet them?
Let's go.
Okay.
Yeah. Let me get 55 vegan tacos.
How is this possible?
My guy, it is the power of music.
Radical.
Got some tacos?
Hi, I'm Ben Province, and welcome to Show Me the Music. On today's show, I'll get to chat with St. Louis rapper and producer Mvstermind. The alternative hip-hop artist's unique blend of trap, electronica, soul, and more has made waves not only in his home city, but on a nationwide scale as well. Complex Magazine said you were at the forefront of STL's new sound in 2016, and then NPR this year named you an artist to watch. What do accolades like that mean to you?
Man, they mean a lot, you know, because in reality, man, the odyssey of being an independent artist is it's no easy feat, you know what I'm saying? And so, like, I think, like, every time that I have gotten those accolades, at times it has been like, pick me right up. And, you know, not to necessarily state that, like, you should live your life by, like, accolades that, like, prove to you that you are worthy, but in reality, man, it feels good to know that. It feels good to know that NPR said we was top 20 in the world as far as, like, artists to look out for. And I've been grinding, I've been balancing, you know, I'm a husband, I'm a father, I'm an independent artist, and all of those to balance. And the fact that people believe that, and they haven't heard the music that hasn't dropped yet, I'm like, woo! It feels great, man. It feels amazing, I will say that.
Yeah, absolutely. And it all started with Moolah.
Yeah.
Take me through that process of how a song becomes something that you've produced, you've written, to a song that's on the national radar.
Crazy enough, Moolah is one of the best examples, because that song was a song that I treated like so many of my other songs. I didn't like it. I didn't think it was good enough, and I picked it apart. And funny enough, my now wife, she was like, release this song, finish this song. She helped me record it. And this song was about me knowing my worth and never underestimating. It's funny, I underestimated the worth of that song. You know what I'm saying? And how impactful and how much it resonated with people. And it naturally just began to be people's favorite song. It naturally began to just be like an anthem for the hustle and the grind, the anthem for balance, man. And seeing it go to, like, BET Jams and MTV Fuse, it was all in Gold's Gym. It was, like, all over the place, man. And so that, I think after Moolah, that's when I was, like, walking around in public, and then things just completely shifted. Everybody was like, yo, I just saw your video on TV. You was by the Shop and Save on on South Grand, right? I'm like, yeah. That was the shift. There was this team called Hip Promotions, and I rock with those guys to this day, because they supported me in my mission. But we sent them Moolah, and they were a video promotions team, and they pitched it to all these places. Now the biggest thing is that, will these places bite? They bit. They loved Moolah. They loved the message from Moolah. the Yomi from BET, the director, sent me a personal email after that and was like, yo, like, we appreciate what you are doing, yada, 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 yada. So it's like, as independent artists, we have to use particular services at times to open up those doors to get those connections, man. And that was a situation to where I took that gamble as an independent artist, paid my funds, you know what I'm saying, and we were able to redeem it.
And after that song broke, about a year later, you were selected to play Lou Fest's main stage, and some of these artists who you're essentially sharing the stage with, like Weezer, Snoop Dogg, Lizzo, you were mentioned in that conversation. What was it like to represent your home city of St. Louis among these, iconic, popular artists?
Man, again, it was very, very, very honorable, because at the end of the day, this city put me on its back. And the fact that I got a chance to represent the city on this stage, and the fact that they was like, no, let's put Mvstermind on the main stage, on the same stage as Snoop Dogg, you know what I mean? Like, stuff like that was, it felt so good, man, because I have a real true reason to give back to my city, you know what I'm saying? I have a real true reason to walk as a hometown hero, because literally my city boosted me up on that platform. That's huge, that's huge, that's huge. In a place like St. Louis, typically it's like, yeah, forget this city, man. Like, they ain't never do nothing for me. I had to run out of here in order to survive. That's a different story for me. Mm-hmm. So,
yeah, absolutely. And I mentioned it a little bit. Just every year there's a new headline. Mvstermind got this huge opportunity. That's what it always seems like in the Dr. Scholl's Shoes campaign. How did that come about?
Man, it's a blessing to be able to get these new situations pretty consistently, man. I will say that it has, for me, it's like I love every single one of those accolades. What in the midst, behind the cameras, behind the shows, behind the accolades, I have really been doing a lot of juggling to keep everything maintained. Again, and being an independent artist, being here from St. Louis, doing our own independent touring, traveling, etc. So like, the main thing was to juggle, because at the end of the day, I haven't released a project since Cusp. You know what I'm saying? And in this digital age, to where we digest music so fast, I'm blessed that people even care about me. Strong enough to be like, yo, his music is coming soon. His music is coming soon. The reason why it's been coming soon so often is because I'm a regular, real human balancing life in the midst of everything. We're doing a good job. And at times when I be darn near down on myself, I have to commend myself, because I have every sign to be confident and patient in the midst of my journey.
But you've released a series of singles.
Yes.
And do you find that to be more effective for an artist to release a single every couple of months to keep your fans engaged?
Actually, yes, man. We live in a generation of 160 characters, like, as far as like memory. You know what I mean? Like, everything is like short. And, you could drop a whole project and your folks is vibing to it for 6 months, and then we got so much music, there's so much things moving in abundance, it's hard to kind of just to be able to properly digest everything. So that's actually currently what I'm doing now, is that I'm about to drop a lot of singles consistently, man, and just giving them a taste of this, giving them a taste of this type of sound, and allowing myself to study my analytics. I'm at the stage as an independent artist that, like, after every single, I'm studying which one, okay, this city is rocking with these sounds, okay, we need to go back to Kansas City, like studying those analytics after each single, so I can properly drop this album right, and it goes from it goes global. That's the plan.
Yeah, and one thing I thought was interesting is you like to balance a lot of different influences and styles. Like, a song like Water Tower almost has a little bit of a reggae feel. And the new one, Ungrateful, has a little bit more of a trap feel. So how how different is it releasing singles that can all kind of be in their own different realm as compared to putting something kind of cohesive together for a record, a full length?
Man, it's like me for like with singles, I get a chance to package every different type of flavor of me. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like a OV and a OV and a bag of chips. You know, there's the hot, there's the barbecue, there's the corn chips. Every different type of version of Mastermind. But at the end of the day, you're gonna understand the brand. You're gonna understand the full spectrum of my artistry, because my influences range from everywhere, man. And that's always been my goal, is like to be able to solidify my pocket within everything that I like.
But I would assume it's also about putting something out that is relevant to the current landscape, but you also don't want to sell out what you like and what you are. Mm-hmm. So how do you balance those two things?
It's an interesting one, because naturally me as a musician, like I grew up with so many different influences, man. Like, you know, my pops, he's a vinyl collector, so it was always like, it was Alice Coltrane playing, there was Don Coltrane playing, there was Pharoah Sanders playing, there was Marvin Gaye, everything was playing. Pink Floyd, every single thing was playing. So I grew up in awe to like just about every genre of music. And like for me, I honor that by just like hip hop. That's my culture through music. But I plan to continuously tackle all art forms. But that's my dialect. That's my slang. That's how I move. Cause that's what birthed me to even be able to allow to grab into different types of art form. Cause at the end of the day, hip hop, that's what we do. You know, it's a bridge. It brings jazz, elements of rock, blues. It brings in every single thing. So naturally, that's how I move. But I feel like I'm just doing my job of just creating music, but walking like a hip hop influenced guy.
And one thing I heard you talk about in an interview was when you were 13, 14, just starting out as a producer, you were really shy. And this hip hop music broke you out of your shell, essentially. How did you go from shy producer who only wanted to work with other artists to producer / rapper who's now one of the artists at the forefront of St. Louis's music scene?
Man,
it's a loaded question. I get it.
that like even just listening to you state that in retrospect, it truly reminds me of who I was and how hip hop and how music allowed me to grow into my potential and walk into that. You know what I mean? Like it truly gave me the confidence to take up space in this world. And for some reason growing up, you know, I didn't feel worthy of taking up space. I always felt like I intruded people's space. So weird. And I work on that till this day of like getting out of. But music was one of those things where it's like your feelings, your thoughts, your words, they matter, let alone if you are speaking it to yourself, speaking it to other people, like, it really allowed me to break out of my shell, man. So that's humbling to witness, cause I wonder how things would have been for me without the actual vocal expression of music.
Merchandise, streaming links, and more are available at Mvstermind.com. His latest single, Ungrateful, is available now. Well, that'll do it for today's show. I want to give a big thank you to my guest, Mvstermind, and on behalf of the entire crew, my name is Ben Province, and I'm asking you to show me the music.